All right, we got a double, two at once. Let's go. Mercy. Okay, where do you guys want to start? Where do you guys want to start, Mercy or
Yeah,
Chill?
I'll throw out an intro. I'll throw out one if you guys are cool.
Yeah, I don't know exactly
Awesome.
who goes next though on the list. I guess it doesn't really matter though.
I
Go
got
ahead,
it.
Mercy. Just take it away. Do what you want.
Cool. Cool. Very blessed to have Spaceman up on stage, and also Ether. I've been following you as well. I know we haven't spoken much, but I'm a huge fan of Indie, and I'm a huge fan of what you're doing. Tells me too. So I don't have a proper the right intro. I feel bad I'm on the spot for your intro. So Spaceman, you're gonna have to do the honors on that intro. But to give Spaceman an intro, somebody I've known in the space for a minute. I've been following you since I think 2023, and you've been somebody who's just been like an active indie builder that I've just known in the space for a long time. I've seen you work with a lot of different projects. I've seen you in the Web3 gaming industry, and I think a lot of people that I met in the Web3 gaming industry were kind of nuzzling on the VC money that was coming through Web3 gaming and really couldn't bring anything to market unless they had piles of money to burn. And I felt like the teams that were doing this very on decks, very on chain issuance for Web3 gaming were very early movers. There's a few examples of teams that had done a really good job. I'm blanking on them, but Connor, if you know him as well, him doing that fully on chain issuance for their product, I thought was so legendary early. So when I saw you were working with Indie.Fun, I was super bullish because I feel on chain is the future, Web3 gaming or not. You know what I mean? And obviously with the surge of AI coding and really just vibe coding as a culture, even for gaming, it's very clear that you guys are very well positioned to dominate that entire market. Also, Meteor aligned. We love Meteor aligned people. That gets free cake for me. So, but yeah, dude, welcome to the stage, my friend. I'm super grateful for you to be here.
Awesome.
Thank you. I really appreciate that intro and good to be here with you guys as well. So yeah, for those of you who might not know Indie.Fun, I'll give a quick introduction to a bit of some of the stuff Mercy is talking about here. But Indie.Fun, you can really think about it as like a Web3 Kickstarter, right? So same way that you can raise money on crowdfund money on Kickstarter, you can do it launching a token on Indie.Fun. And that's a very high level overview of it. But we have a lot of games that benefit from this, and we help indie games get more than $1 million raised. So it's definitely been a journey, and excited to keep going on that. I'll also let Linda here. She's the co-founder of IndieFun as well, and I'll let her give some introduction to what's going on with Tales Meteor as well to catch you guys up.
Hey, sorry. Hey, yeah, great to meet everyone. So yeah, as Spaceman said, co-founder of IndieFun. Our parent company is actually called Modio, MODD.io, which is actually a game engine. So we've been game developers, gamers for years and years, a ton of experience in the space. And what happened with Tales of Meteora was obviously Indie.Fun has been running, as Spaceman said, and has been going and going. We're getting a lot of games and projects coming through. We actually had a developer in Modio, one of our top developers, starting to build a game. They talked to us about it. And as we were talking to them, we realized, wow, this is a really cool idea. And how can we help them? And that really transformed into what Tales of Meteor is today. For anyone who doesn't know, Tales of Meteor is the first gamified internet capital market experience. How it works is it is a giant world where different tokens can own towns or dungeons within this wider MMORPG. And those towns actually use their own token. We're not forcing anyone to use any token. They get to bring their own token into the game. And then players, as they play the game, they earn yield. And I'm happy to go into all those details, but really high level, it's kind of a fun way for people to experience ICM for the first time as a player in a fun experience. They get to battle monsters, they get to do dungeons, all the fun things you do in an MMO. And they get to experience Web3 and earn money, right? So that's kind of what we're building with Tales. I'm really excited about it.
Nice. That sounds super cool. Is this live right now?
So our partners, we've announced a couple. We have more than 15 already signed up. But for our partners that have signed up, they have been allowing their communities to access. And we're just getting a lot of feedback from these communities in terms of what are they looking for, what are players looking for, and just improving the experience. So right now it's in alpha.
Got you. Nice. I've been seeing you guys on my timeline. It looks really, really cool.
Yeah, we're super excited for it. And obviously the devs are working really hard on making that a great and fun experience.
Are you guys in talks with Meteora behind the scenes about this? Obviously, you're
Yeah,
on
yeah,
there. Look what he
the name of the game, right? Tales of Meteora. We are definitely working with Meteora. They're in the loop. Meteora has a town. Man, this might be a little bit alpha, but Jupiter has a town too. So we've got
No surprise there.
Yeah, dropped a little bit of alpha, but yeah, so they're all part of it. They're all really aware of what we're doing. We are using Meteor's technology on the back end to provide that yield. So obviously we're super close with them and understanding what's possible, what isn't, to ensure that this game is something that players can actually play and earn money from.
Can I ask a bit about the game experience? Is this kind of like you're building your own like World of Warcraft? I don't know. There's another very famous MMORPG that a lot of old school crypto people played. But anyways, you're creating like this own economy within this world using the project specific tokens. Is it like just like a user engagement piece? Like what is kind of the key use case for players when they show up?
Yeah, I mean, there's a lot. So yes, so to what you said, it pretty much it's a full MMORPG. We've got this huge world. If you go to talesofmeteora.com, you'll actually see the overworld map. Every single one of those tiles will actually become land NFTs. Sorry, dropped a little bit more alpha there. Those will become land NFTs. And the idea is there's 3 different types. There's wilds, there's towns, and there's dungeons, and you can own any of those 3 types. So again, within the folks that have a town, they can actually make that town use their own token. And so there you go. Yeah, there you go. So if you go to Overworld over there at the top, yeah, you can actually show some of the partners that we have. So again, a little bit of alpha, but anyone can see it on our site. And you can actually see all those actually players on there are actual players. Again, just in alpha right now. So that's why there's folks that are inside the game. But within those towns, you can use your own token, and anyone who makes purchases, anyone who does anything within that town will actually use your token. So that's kind of fun there. Yeah. And
This
again,
is awesome. It's
yeah,
like a whole
and
ecosystem.
it is. It's its own ecosystem. It's multi-token economy, which I personally haven't seen. You guys probably know more than me, but that's what makes it really exciting for us to really bring all these communities together. One other thing I'll point out, it's under development right now. Our devs actually don't know we're on this show, so they might actually be making changes as we speak. But we also have something called quests at the top. And the idea behind quests is towns, communities, quest architects can make their own quests. And so what's really cool about this is you can actually have token communities collaborate with each other, right? So picture Meteora collaborating with one of the partners, Xborg, on there, right? And saying like, hey, Xborg, go travel to the town of Meteora and go grab a scroll and bring it back, and you're going to earn points. Or whether it's in game, or you can actually see here as well, there's actually out of game, like social quests as well. That's completely up to the creator to add. And then they earn reputation points. And these reputation points, again, go towards helping them to earn yield. So the idea here is not just is it a bunch of tokens that are joining the community, but the opportunity for these communities to collaborate with each other, which is really exciting for us. We haven't really seen many like tangible ways for people to communicate, collaborate with each other. So this is another piece that we're building.
This reminds me of back in like 2021 when we had the initial NFT craze. I remember you could buy plots of land in there was like a couple different, people doing this. This looks like a high level version of that, just like evolved. So
yeah,
cool.
Yeah, definitely. We saw those land NFTs too. And just, as game developers, as creators of our own game engine, we were always just really like sad that, people didn't really take that next step and make it into a game. So it's always been in the back of our minds over the last couple of years of, man, I just wish someone had done this. And then when this was built, we're like, actually, we could do this. So that's been part of the inspiration.
So you know what? We were DMing the other day, and we wanted to get you on the show, but I wasn't aware you guys hadn't launched yet. We typically don't get people on the show that haven't launched because, it's hard to just like tread that line between promoting something pre-launch and there's so much that can go wrong. But now that we've talked to you, we kind of know you a bit more. We want to definitely get you on for a full show, I think, whenever you have the chance. Now that we've gotten face to face. So I'll get back to you in the DMs and we can figure that out. But this is awesome.
For sure. Yeah. And just so people know, like we're launching like really, really soon. So it's all a moving timeline.
Oh, so maybe, you know what? Maybe we can coordinate something to line up right with that, get you guys like a rollout.
Amazing. Yeah, would love it.
Cool. This is awesome. Spaceman, any thoughts?
Honestly, I think we could probably give out some whitelists as well to some of the people in chat now if y'all want.
Come on, you can't say no to that. Let's see what's going on. Pull up the chat maybe. Show chat on stream. Now, if you guys see familiar faces, I would say probably prioritize those guys. But
honestly, I guess people can throw a couple of wallets in chat, and should we just pick one of them or something random?
Yeah,
like
there you guys. Spaceman said, guys, start throwing some wallets in chat, and I'm not sure how many you guys want to give out, but we can pop a few up on screen and
make sure you share the space as well. Get it out there. That's got to be a requirement as well.
Let's go. Come on, guys.
Also, it might be the chat. If you go to the MCG like X account, you can pull out the actual like Twitter version of it, and it's easy to see the chat there because you can't paste it from this. I don't think. No.
Okay.
But I can grab them. Do you want me to grab those wallets for you and send them to you?
Yeah, that'd be great. You can just like grab 5 wallets.
Okay. I'll pop them up on screen too while you're going through. Fabian's definitely a go. Should we pop his up there?
Quant, we got some friends in here.
All right.
Yeah,
well, we'll let we want to be unbiased. We'll let I popped up Fabian. Yeah, we'll do Fabian, but we'll let Spaceman. We'll let you guys pick. Go through, make it random.
Interesting. I don't know any of these people, so that's definitely unbiased. I don't want to take too much of the time either for picking them. So if there's like some random number generator, or whatever, we can use that.
Okay.
I'll try and get them, but man, there's a lot now. Oh my goodness.
That's a lot. Damn.
There's like a stream delay. I was sitting here for a second like, okay, geez, this is no one sending their wallet, but yeah, here they're coming in. That's we love to see.
Yeah, make sure you retweet this space and give the ICM a big follow. Like, they definitely deserve it. They've been working so hard for this launch, and yeah, I'm sure it's gonna be amazing. So it is a big day, and excited to see the ICM space on Solana grow, and I think ICM is gonna be a big part of that.
Awesome. Okay, so maybe Josh, how do you want to do this? You want to just get the wallets and then send them over to?
Yeah, I'm gonna do that. Don't worry. All right, here, Chill's gonna hop back in and live show everyone. So we're trying to make this in the chat overlay. Kind of crowds the screen, so I'm gonna remove it just real quick. What's up, Chill?
Look, guys, when you're sending your wallet, like the stream, retweet it, comment, send it out to your friends. Right? Really get this space out there. Get this stream out there. This is the biggest ICM stream of all time. And I wanted to say one thing as well in regards to Tales of Meteora. You asked if this wasn't done before. Little bit of background on me. Actually, Web3 gaming was one of like my biggest passions coming into crypto. And I've looked into almost every Web3 game. No one is doing it like you guys. So let me just confirm that here and now.
I love it. Yeah, that's it's been really cool to see what's been happening with Web3 gaming. And I think this is like, for us, the next evolution, right? Being able to bring yield, being able to bring in folks that maybe aren't used to this kind of like gamified experience. So it's really cool to hear that we might be the first.
Yeah, no, you definitely are. And you're doing it in a really big and meaningful way. I've never seen someone because when these teams launched, like they at least before, the way tokenomics worked, everyone wanted to kind of use the tokenomics as leverage to extract value, right? And the way you guys are doing it, you're allowing the community to decide on what tokens that they want to bring into the ecosystem. So instead of just like kind of like prioritizing and monopolizing it for your own token type of thing. So very, very different approach. Obviously an approach that kind of prioritizes giving value rather than just purely extracting it like most of these other games have done over the last few years. So I'm excited to see you guys. And same thing, Dom said that, now that we have this face-to-face, we'd love to have you guys on the show. Like, we'd love to, get a show lined up so we can get you in interview and we can ask deeper questions. But you were showing a ton of alpha, so we appreciate it. We say this all the time on MCG. You hear it here first, right? You hear it first. The alpha is here. So appreciate you for sharing all the helpful information.
I picked the first 5 on the list. So Fabian, Shinkiro, you were first. Fabian second. We got Nagumo was third. 4th is Mikey, and then 5th was Yuchi. I got that right. So, hey, we if you're quick, you're listening, you're ready to go, you got your wallet going, you get rewarded.
Make sure to follow Tales of Meteor so you can keep up with it. I'm sure it sounds like you guys have some more to give out over the course of your launch. So
definitely, yeah. If you can have a chance there.
Sweet. All right, guys, go follow them. Again, we're trying to. It looks like Ozuro was in the weight room, but he's gone now. I was gonna say we could pull someone else up and then chat again later. If you
Yo,
guys wanna come
Mercy,
back
your
on.
chair is squeaky. Oh, it's like
I know. It's so
I don't know.
bad,
That's your
guys.
floor.
I literally was at IKEA. And I almost bought a new chair.
Oh my goodness!
This
like,
chair.
yo,
But this chair is just—she's my
Yeah,
baby.
just give her some
yourself.
WD-40.
So much together. We've been through so much together.
Old
I know she don't
faithful.
sound great. But she loves me. She loves me tenderly.
Holy, I'm gonna send some WD-40 to Philadelphia right now. Like, jeez.
Yeah. If you send your address, we could maybe do a
it.
giveaway here. One whitelist spot for a NFT mint for a can of WD-40 to Mercy's house.
Yeah,
It's
seriously.
the first company we're tokenizing in our DAO is WD-40. We're gonna tokenize WD-40.
That would be the best promotion right there. Yeah.
That's the alpha. Someone make WD-40.
Let's do it.
Dude, I'm telling you, it's not off the table. I think we could see some pretty interesting brands tokenize over the next 3 to 6 months. I think there's going to be some peacocks that surprise everybody. But yeah, we're going to see what happens. I'm very bullish on it.
Give us some alpha, Mercy. Who are you talking to now? Loosely, give us. You've told us on the stream before, like a few of the different niches or categories. Give us an idea if you can.
Well, all the mentors. The reason why this incubator is working really good is because all the mentors and contributors all have launch pads, right? For the most part, right? We're talking about one right now. There's one before. There's another before that, and if it wasn't a launch pad, it was an ICO platform, right? So, the good news is if deal flow is the concern, it's the least concern I have. It's probably the least concern. If none of the mentors, none of the contributors brought a single project to us, and I had no personal connections to, I'm an animal at BD. I've only built all of the BD products that most people use in crypto. So I'm also really an animal at BD if it really came down to needing to find founders. But for my own personal network, we've got some really great founders that have already applied. From all of the mentors, 50% of my work, with the DAO right now, even before it's gone live, is just talking to all the teams they're introing us to, talking to all the different teams that they're looking to put through the incubator and that the mentors are looking to kind of back essentially as an applicant. And the cool thing is Meteor is involved here. So the projects that approach them that are aligned with the DAO, we'll probably get some cool projects applying from them and kind of already have. Same with many of the other mentors too. I don't want to give too much away, but I'll say that my personal stuff where I'm telling people so all the mentors have a fair shot at bringing projects to apply through the DAO. So I'm giving them all full creative freedom. I'm going to do the same. I'm going to bring projects that I want to put through the DAO myself, just as much as anybody else will. The projects I'm really looking for is ICM infra. Anybody that's building infra for the ICM space, rather that's a proper trading terminal for all ICM coins in general, maybe even multi-chain. I might get killed for saying that, but I think just there needs to be a one-stop shop for ICM trading. ICM coins don't trade just like day one meme coins trade. There's cycles to these ICM coins. There's levers that move these ICM coins along. And there needs to be somewhere where those things can be tracked, visualized, and made easy, right? I think the biggest challenge that we're always going to have is when someone says, yeah, ICM sounds cool. I'll trade those. Where do you go find those? You know what I mean? Oh, I got this little deck screener list I put together, here, go check it out. You know what I mean? It's you got Dupe, Kled, Buttcoin, and, everything else in one big row, right? There needs to be a one-stop shop. So the way that we're putting it out there for me is I'm telling projects to apply who are building ICM infra. we've gotten probably like 30 of those alone. 30 different teams that are building it. A few teams that are repeat success founders too, which I'm really stoked about applying. At the end of the day, they all have to get past the mentor votes. That's the truth of it, right? I'm not the all sayer. My role in the DAO is called DAO organizer. You know what I mean? I'm the DAO organizer. I'm not the general GP. I'm not like I'm not like GCR of the DAO here. I'm just an organizer. The general manager of the DAO is not calling himself an investor. He's calling himself the general manager. We are positioning the mentors to be successful. And that's our main core goal, is to create a ramp for really good mentors to mentor good projects. The way that we will serve the DAO is through activations that onboard Web2 users. So we have 2 activations we already have planned. And I might be leaking this publicly right now, but that's why we're on stream. One of the first activations we're doing is a vibe coding hackathon. Now, that sounds silly to everybody here, and maybe not everyone, but we partnered with like one of the biggest YouTubers that covers vibe coding and has a massive Discord for vibe coders, Web2 vibe coders, and we'll be sponsoring that hackathon. I can kind of privately announce Seedify has already offered to cover the full amount for the sponsorship. I'm approaching Send AI, one of our other mentors, Yash, who runs Send AI. He will be somebody else who will be pulling in some resources for that hackathon. And the goal isn't to put them all on Seedify's permissionless launchpad or put them all on Believe app or put them all on anywhere. The goal is to host the event and share with them all of the different places that are available to them as a team to tokenize and provide really like the smorgasbord of launchpads, the smorgasbord of like where's best, right? I even have DAOs.fun because they've even started building agentic launchpads. They'll be a part of that hackathon too. And you could say these launchpads are competitors, but our goal with the DAO is just to create so much opportunity of new Web2 founders looking to tokenize on chain that there's plenty around for all the launchpads. We might not even incubate any of the projects that go through these hackathons at all. It's not the goal. The goal isn't to max value, capitalize every token that comes through our door. The goal is to create the watering hole, the place where it all comes together, the place where everyone comes together to work on ICM. And the only way you can do that is that people who aren't a part of the DAO have to also be able to get value too. So we're going to build out a lot of that type of watering hole. We have that, plus we have a couple other cool events that we're doing with some startup communities, in-person events. We'll have an in-person event at Token 24/9 Singapore. I'll be at the SEC event too as well in Chicago and Arizona too. So we'll be doing some like cool content covering this like current bleeding edge. But yeah, we got some good stuff.
Dude, that's coming. Some alpha. And I want to touch on something you said too. You're going to have all these projects. You said you're roughly shooting for 30 in the next 60 to 90 days lifespan of the DAO.
I would say 60 to 90. No, I would say 90, like 3 months to 6 month period, 30 projects over 6 months. I really want to set that bar low because the truth is you only got to be right once, right? And you should champion the ones that are right. So if you commit to like 80 or 90 projects and your first one is the one that everyone should put all their champion effort into, you also don't want to create this environment where investors and traders are expecting you to, shelf that and move on to the next. We will not stop like mentors or contributors from championing a project.
And then, this leads me to think like you've set up the team like this project at this point almost seems, it's never too big to fail, but you've got everything in line right now. Why even end the DAO? Why not just continue to build it out and go, instead of 90 days, just keep it indefinitely?
There's 2 philosophies of this. The first philosophy is I started this months ago when ICM was not fucking cool, everybody. Like it wasn't cool at all. It was actually just dunked on like how creator capital markets are dunked on now. They're catching that grift right now, So I started this when it wasn't cool. I did think ICM was a little further out. I thought we were like, okay, March, April 2026, we're going to have ICM season 2. And I'm going to build the distribution rails. We're going to make no money, but we're going to grind. You know what I mean? We're going to build it for that big win. And what's actually happened is obviously that's not the case. ICM has caught a lot of wind. So philosophically, I started on a time frame that this is going to be very high risk. And we want to be very fast moving because of that. So I wanted it to be 6 months. Also, because most DAOs that launch on DAO's Fund, DAO's World, MetaDAO, wherever they're launching. Maybe not MetaDAO. I don't know enough to say about them, but just the ones I do know about. Sometimes they put too many people in these DAOs. They put like 5,000 plus people in these DAOs, right? I don't know if you guys have ever been in Times Square before. I'm from Philly. I live in a city. I've been living here my whole life. If you ever go to like a big city, people get stabbed and nobody do anything. Nobody's going to do a single fucking thing.
Sounds like Toronto
at all. And it's kind of a culture of like this new age culture of like if there's too many people, nobody does anything. So one, I kept the DAO size small because all eyes are on now everybody. There's no free lunch in this DAO. You know what I mean? For sure. And I think that pressure has like helped us shake out a few contributors that maybe weren't really ready to get involved with an incubator yet. Maybe they thought they were. Maybe they thought they hoped they could, but being a part of an incubator means you're working. So that's one philosophy on the 6-month thing. The other part of the philosophy of that too is the length. If a DAO exists for 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 years indefinitely, there's no pressure to try to innovate. There's no pressure to accelerate. So I always wanted it to be a short window, and I'm still going to push for ending this in 6 months. Now everyone will get a vote. You know what I mean? We'll all get a vote. And if it goes beyond, I'll carry the torch. But I do want to push for 6 months. I want us to innovate. I want us to accelerate. I want us to move quick. I want us to be nimble. I don't want us to have 4-hour work weeks. I want people to really be excited. Now we've set the bar minimum for our mentors. We are expecting 10 hours from them. This is not like some form of contract with employees or anything like that. But the communication was like, you're going to be a mentor here. We're expecting you to put hours in here, right? But I would rather them be so jacked up and turned on about what they're working on that they put in 100. And that's the culture I really want to create within the DAO, is that we bring projects that actually excite people to work on, that they don't have to ask, how many hours do I have to put in this DAO this week? But they ask themselves like, how do I make sure this is sustainable for my personal life? And I'd much rather everyone be really excited. I love how excited EtherWinds is excited about their game they're building, their product they're building. That's the kind of culture we want in our DAO. People to be very jacked up, turned on, excited about what they're working on. And that scares people away, and I prefer that. I'd much prefer have 50 A players on a team ready to roll up their sleeves and work than 5,000 people that will all push a rock an inch forward. I'd much rather have everybody sprinting and working hard together. But that's why culturally I've chosen 6 months. But it's a DAO. That means we all vote, and that means that at the end of this 6-month period, I will be putting a vote to end it. Everyone will get their fair shot of voting against that, and if we decide to carry forward, we will. The final thing I'll say is we don't know what tokenized equity looks like yet. So we'll be doing 0 equitable purchases in any company whatsoever. But I will be raising a syndicated fund. And that's not going to be something I'll probably do this year. Probably be something I start the baby steps of seed planting for this year to start a proper syndicated fund that is legally structured to be able not only to acquire, but also to tokenize equity. But since we don't have that legal framework, that gold standard yet, we're not jumping at the gates of that. And this DAO serves to be the front runner of that, essentially.
Nice. Dude, so exciting.
I want to just give EtherWinds and Spaceman, just for those who joined the stream recently, just a last quick word before you guys hop off. And then we need to have a quick mention of our sponsor. And then we're going to do a check-in on the DAO's Fund raise for ICM.run. Yeah, go ahead.
Sounds good. I can jump in. I appreciate you guys for having us on. It's been a pleasure. I think definitely very excited for what Mercy's building here. So I think it's just going to be an interesting future for all of ICM, and I see a lot of progression in this industry. So look forward to working with all of you and seeing how this future unfolds.
Absolutely.
Yeah,
Great.
and just to echo Spaceman really quick, thanks for having us on. I'm super excited, obviously, with Indie Fund if there's any projects looking to raise. Obviously, we're really glad to be part of the ICM family. And then, of course, with Tales of Meteora, as we get closer to launch, really excited to share more about what we're building.
Awesome.
All right.
We'll be in contact.
Yeah.
For sure.
Sounds good. Thank you.
Thanks, guys.